Yo, what's up? This your boy Derek Branch here, Saint Discussions on Strike 7 Sports. And tonight, I just want to talk about, once again, the current state of affairs with the New Orleans Saints in regards to the 2022 season and beyond. More in particular with new head coach, first year head coach, Dennis Allen. Now, many of you already know that there's like pretty much a very, very low percent chance that the Saints will qualify for a postseason berth or even a division. For that to even happen, the Saints would have to go, I would say, shoot, 7-6 and 6-2. These next couple of games, next few games, 6-2 will put them at no what not 6-2, 6-1. 6-1 put them at 9-8. 9-8 get them in the playoffs, or 10-7. And the way this team is playing, there's just no shot of that happening. It's just not, to me. It's just the motivation is just gone to me, man. It's just gone. And with that being said, I think you gotta start evaluating Dennis Allen as a head coach for this team for the future, for beyond 2022, going into next season. You gotta evaluate this guy for what he is and make an assessment in January if he should be if he's fit to be in that role as a head coach, because I didn't expect this, man. I didn't expect this to happen to this football team. At the beginning of the season, I thought that in the offseason, based on the moves that they made, that this team could compete for the NFC South and win it from Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That the Saints would be the division winner and the Buccaneers be the wild card. The Saints are nowhere in this thing now, in the race for the division now. After dropping these last two games, Tampa Bay has won two games of their own. But Dennis Allen has to get evaluated right now. It starts this week, because the losing against the Steelers and the Ravens pretty much sealed it in regards to getting back to this thing. You gotta reevaluate this guy for being the head coach material, because he just fumbled so many things lately. With the Jameis Winston injury, not putting players on IR, just not utilizing Taysom Hill like he's supposed to. It just play calling, everything. The defense, his area of the field, his area of his specialty on the field is defense, and that defense has just gotten old and slow. Old and slow. You could just nickel and dime his defense now and score points. You have to throw any deep balls on his defense. You got to throw the football down the field, 40, 50-yard bombs. Just nickel and dime it without Marshawn Lattimore. These defense has gotten old, man. And I just want to see how these players are going to respond. Can he get this team to play better down the stretch? Can he get this team to 8 wins? Can you get this team to 8 wins? Because I know 9-8 is out of picture now, man. 9-8, 10-7. I thought that was a possibility 3 weeks ago, but now it's just lucky to even win for 3 more games. This team is 3-7, man. 3-7. Dennis Allen has to get evaluated. He has to get looked at seriously as a head coach, man. Because like I said in previous videos, if this stuff ravels and ravels and ravels down the stretch, if they've lost respect for him, he cannot be this head coach of this team. He cannot be the head coach because he hasn't established that trust with the team. He hasn't established that respect. Players making business decisions on the field, missing tackles, Teron Matthews is not even that type of player he used to be. I don't even see the energy in Teron Matthews anymore, like I saw in Kansas City. I don't even see it. And you would think that he's coming back to his home state, the city he grew up in. That you would have all the juice, all the energy to elevate his team, to lift his team up. It's gone. I don't even see it in the Honey Badger. You know, CD Dukes up in Philly, Quan up in New York. Both players are having success. Both players are on playoff teams that are going to make the playoffs. Jets right now, right now they're a wild card team, but there's a chance that they could get in the playoffs. You know, it's just the juice of that defense is just gone right now. You know, so really they gotta evaluate this guy. You know, as a head coach, and if you do bring him back, here are a few areas, a few things that he needs to work on. Number one, stop calling players on defense and be a head coach. Plain and simple. Let one of them DCs go. Let Ryan Nielsen or Chris Rushaw go. Let them go. We let them go to another team. Let them go follow Sean Payton, whoever, and hire a DC or keep one of them and make them the DC, and you become a head coach. Keep your hands out of it. You can continue to oversee and step in and every now and then and find out what's going on. But yeah, he needs to be a head coach, man. Be an overseer. Be a CEO. Stop calling plays. Have one DC. Number two, move on from Pete Carmichael if you feel it's necessary. Because the play calling has been inept. Play calling has been inconsistent. One or two games you're using Taysom Hill to your strengths. Next game, the next two games, you go away from it. You know, so they gotta look at all this, man. Because if the fans, you getting complaints from the fans, people start losing interest. They stop buying merch. You lost the locker room. Players ain't responding no more to the message. You gotta make a move. That's why I want to see how these next couple of games are gonna turn out for this team. I want to see if he can get it going, if he can motivate these players. So far, it ain't happening. You know, I got my doubts about this game this week against the Rams, and the Rams are struggling right now. So I got my doubts if he can do that, if he can beat the Rams. You know, Cooper Kupp out. That's Stafford's best weapon. They can't run the football. We struggled with the Steelers last week. That was a team that was bottom of the league in offense and defensive categories. They had a career best, not career, a season best, 160 yards rushing as a group last week against the Saints. So there it is. They gotta look at it for Dennis Allen right now, going forward. They gotta make a mind decision up. Is this guy fit for leading this team? These next few games, he played 11 games, and he even got to the bye week, I think, if I'm not mistaken. To close out the year, these next 2 months, this month and next month, you gotta evaluate Dennis Allen. Evaluate him hard. And make a decision. It's okay to admit that you made a mistake, Mickey Loomis. Gail Benson, she fired Stan Van Gundy for the Pelicans after one season. So I believe it's in her to do it. I know it is. Now, I'm not a fire the coach. I'm not a hey, we need to fire the coach type of person, man. I never really get on here and be that type of drum about firing coaches, because I'm not like that. But just watching Dennis Allen's body language, man, and just his demeanor as a coach, man, just has me wondering, man, if he's fit for this job. You know, and ain't nothing wrong with being a nice guy. You know, they have the coaches that were nice guys, and they won championships. They had their teams compete for championships. Tony Dungy did it. He was a nice guy, but they respected him. Those players respected Dungy. He had his teams, the Bucks, the Colts, compete for championships. You know, so it can be done. Dennis Allen, they just don't respect him, man. They just don't respect him. You know, and we know why. Because of what happened in the offseason. That trade CD Deuce, you know, like what I believe it was like 2 weeks prior to the season kicking off. Send him over to the Philadelphia Eagles for basically nothing. And then you had people come out and try to like sugarcoat it and then defend the trade. You know? And I didn't think they should have traded CD Deuce. I knew he could. There was a chance he was going to walk, possibly walk, when after they drafted Alontae Taylor. But I didn't think it would happen 2 weeks prior to the season kicking off. I didn't think it would happen, and I felt like they could withstand that. They could withstand that loss, you know, because I thought at the time the secondary was so deep. But apparently they don't. They don't even have the juice, the motivation that they had like a season ago, you know. So we'll see how everything plays out in these next couple of weeks. They play the Rams this Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff at the Dome. We'll see, and they'll be wearing their throwback uniforms that they wore in 2016 when they had the 50th anniversary game against the Detroit Lions. So we'll see how it play out. All right, that's all I have for y'all for right now, man. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how y'all feel about Dennis Allen's future as a New Orleans Saint. Do you think that he should be evaluated for the future of 2023 going forward, or you don't really care? Also in the description box below, check out strike7sports.com for latest content on the New Orleans Saints organization. I'll have more content coming tomorrow. Leading up for the based around the Saints versus Rams game in the Dome. Have a blessed day. Peace. I'm out. Who that?